Hi, I'm Neil Thomas. This is a real estate short take on pricing strategies for sellers. You know, no one can say to the last dollar, no matter how good our information, what any particular property is going to sell for. We always have a range. We know a property will sell for at least X, and we can say with confidence that it's not going to sell for more than Y. How broad that range is usually has to do with how good our data is, how many comparable sales we have, how much competition there is, and any peculiarities about the particular property. Obviously, if the property is a condominium in a building with lots of them, and there have been plenty of just like it that have sold recently, we're going to have a pretty narrow idea of what the property will sell for. On the other hand, if you have, a 5,000 square foot log house built in very recent time on a spectacular 5-acre view parcel, there aren't a lot of that sort of properties in Anchorage, and we will be working with a fairly broad range of what it might sell for. Most properties don't present those kind of challenges, and they're not as easy as that condo example. So we have a range. We know about what this property is going to sell for, and now there are a couple of strategic considerations that come into play in actually choosing an opening listing price. If we choose a price that will capture the enthusiasm of a new listing, we increase the possibility of not only selling close to that best price, but also doing so quickly. Institutional owners often ask me for 3 prices. What will a property sell for if it's fixed up? What will it sell for if it's just left as is and takes the normal amount of time to sell for properties of that type in your market? And they ask for a 3rd price, which is, what do we get for this property if we sell it really quickly? Well, a private owner has those same considerations. We know about what it will sell for based on what others like it have sold for, but we're also going to be price positioning. We're going to price this property with a look over our shoulder. What's the competition doing? How likely is it and how important is it for us to be one of the next sales, if not the next sale? If that's the case, we're going to have to offer the best value, and that means a close look at the competition to be able to say with confidence, anybody who is going to buy this type of home will buy our property first because it represents the best value. Market trends in the past have also been a consideration in pricing properties. You price toward the top of the range if a market is rising. You can price toward the bottom of the range, or you have to if a market is falling. That hasn't been our experience here in Anchorage for about the last 3 or 4 years. Prices more than basically doubled during the decade starting around 1999 or the year 2000, and leveled off about 3 or 4 years ago, and have pretty much gone sideways ever since. So market trends aren't as much a consideration right now. Instead, we price against the competition, and we price based on how urgently a sale is required. Well, that's a few baseline thoughts about how sellers price properties and how we work for you to get the data into your hands so you can make an informed decision about that. I hope that was helpful. I'm Neil Thomas with Coldwell Banker Best Properties, and this has been a Real Estate Short Take.